Yo, take what you like, leave what you don't. Like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell so you be notified every time I upload. Skipping over that first game, going on starting with the rest of the main slate here. Minnesota Twins at Baltimore Orioles. We got an over under 8.5 in this spot. Right off the back here, I like the lefties here. It's two lefties that I'm gonna be looking at here, and that's probably gonna be Gunnar Henderson and O'Hearn. I want to say I could definitely go back and back check, but probably was the same thing from yesterday. Baltimore Orioles. Let's see. Yeah, so O'Hearn and Gunnar Henderson. So right now, O'Hearn is leading ahead of Paddock. I mean, ahead of Gunnar Henderson to me for me. But I don't know if maybe I'll put him in a hit parlay or something like that. Other than that, not nothing, spectacular. But those are the two bats that stand out for me here, right? At the end of the day, Grayson Rodriguez, here's a guy that can come out there and give you some really good strikeout stuff. This Minnesota team, they will strike out. We already know what they do, who they are, and what they do. They top three in striking out versus right-hand pitching in the 425 plate appearances. Sample size there. At the end of the day, WRC plus is 77. So not a big fan of this offense. The numbers are not, popping right now, right? So if I did have to take a side in this one, it would be Baltimore moneyline parlays, run line straights. But I'm probably not. I'm probably not, right? I did have a little bankroll builder that I think I'm going to probably take a stab at, which would be the over 2.5 runs for Baltimore and under 1.5 runs in the first inning, and Grayson Rodriguez at 5 strikeouts. If you want to look to take the Baltimore Orioles, you can also look at you can get a little bit of a better number with player performance doubles if you're betting on something like FanDuel or something like that, where they already have them pre-made up for you. And where are they? I would have to go to pitchers props, right? So I would have to go to pitchers props and then slide over here, player performance doubles. You can come in and get a 5Ks and a win for somebody like Grayson Rodriguez if you like it at a minus, starting off as low as minus 125. So, at the end of the day, the strikeouts are in play for somebody like Grayson Rodriguez. The strikeouts in that 6.5 juiced up to the over. Um, Favored to the over there. Um, if you want to take him up, ladder him, be my guest, things of that nature. But it is what it is, right? So moving along here, uh, Colorado Rockies at Philadelphia Phillies. Here we got over under 8.5 in the spot. At the end of the day, I'm gonna just go right out and just tell you, it's gonna be the Phillies or nothing for me. Moneyline parlays, run line straights. Might not get there, but that's the way I lean. Lefties are right back in play here again. Left-hand bats. So you could look at Bohm and you could also look at Trey Turner. So I think Austin Gomber can be in trouble here. If I'm taking a bats, it would probably, if I had to rank them, it's multiple ways that I could rank them. For power, I probably look at Schwarber first, then probably Harper. Top bat overall would probably be Harper. Next in line would probably be a righty, somebody like Trey Turner. At the end of the day, Alec Bohm. I like all those guys that I just mentioned, and we got over under 8.5 in the spot. So I don't bet too many games. Just give you my thoughts. I definitely like the lefty bats with some Bohm on top. It is what it is. San Francisco Giants at Miami Marlins. Here we got an over under 8.5 in this spot. Where I want to attack this one at is probably going to be. I got two home run. I got a few home run candidates today, but damn man, one now. Let's just get into it, right? So looking at this San Francisco game here, uh, Jorge Soler, right? So I love the target host Jorge Soler, versus left-hand pitching, right? So right now we're gonna have Weathers on the mound, right? Hard hit 38, whatever the case may be, expected slugging 475, K percentage, da 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 da, all of that good stuff, right? Ryan Weathers, he's a lefty, right? Right now in the season, right now, that whip sitting over there 150. To lefties, though, we ain't even gonna talk about that. What we're talking about right now, is how's he doing and what is he doing and where is he living at, right? So for left-hand batters to left-hand batters to left-hand batters, right? He is. Let's just look at this season for starters here. Right now he's definitely throwing that sweeper and that four seamer, mixing in that sinker to lefties. No, we're gonna look at righties. I'm sorry. To four seamers, he's predominantly throwing that four seamer and that changeup, right? Batting average as of right now, small sample size, 500 to that four seamer. Expecting batting average 331, and that changeup expecting batting average 299. With the slugging is all on the fastball, right? Remember that slugging is all on the fastball. 744, motherfucker hit that, they knocking it out, right? Now we're gonna look at Soler. Mhm. So, what has he been doing versus lefties? That's his favorite split. He loves some lefties. You know what I'm saying? He loves them, right? So, I always tend to, go to Soler when the lefties come here. Seems like we got a match, though. I ain't even gonna lie, right? So, we can look at numbers from this year. That four seam fastball, he's slugging 684. Like I just said, it's a small sample size for both of them, but the pitcher slugging was like 700, right? Expected batting average 264, slugging, expected slugging still up around 700. That hard hit percentage at 69.2. These are numbers from this year. What was it? That changeup? Small sample size this year, batting average 333, slugging 333. Expected batting average though is 346, so we know we can probably get a hold of that. Last year, what was it? That fastball and that changeup. The fastball last year, uh, he was averaging 273 on that one and 689 slugging. So he was right on par with the expected batting average of 289 and 679 slugging with the 57%, 57 hard hit rate, right? Um, this curveball, this changeup, he had big slugging on that last year, right? His batting average was sitting at 275 with the slugging at 675. So it was right around the same, right? Um, I gotta make sure it was that color. I need to make sure it was that fastball. That changeup, right? That he was tossing out there to righties. And yeah, right now, yeah, that changeup, that's what he was tossing out there to righties at 29% clip. Um, hmm, I like it. I really do, right? Mm, I like it. So he's going to be a home run candidate for me. Sorry, I blinked out for a minute, but I had to see what I was. I really, really did dive in before I really pushed this, pull the trigger on it. So, I know today is Dinger Tuesday, so that's about what I'm looking at right there. Now Hicks, the pitcher, I'm really, really, really thinking about taking a stab at his pitching outs. So it's a small lean, but it's a lean towards the over pitching outs for Hicks there. He's sitting at 15 and a half at plus money, right? You'll get that on DraftKings. I think I had it to the side. Yeah, at 15 and a half at plus money. And Grayson Rodriguez, I lean towards the over outs for him as well, right? At minus 130. So I think that's a play that you can look at. I already had Jorge Soler over here for hits, runs, and RBIs. It's been at minus 130 all night long, right? Next play, next spot. Los Angeles Angels at Tampa Bay Rays, right? So I don't have much for this game. It's a few teams on my blacklist like Tampa Bay, Toronto Blue Jays, Seattle Mariners. Those teams that I got their ass blacklisted from last year. It's like I don't really care what they do. You know what I'm saying? But um, one bat that really popped out here was going to be, well, from each side, of course, Trout. Trout is a guy that he's on play every day, but I never have to talk about him. He's a home run candidate every day, but why would I even say that, right? But Yandy Diaz popped out to me here in this spot. Soriano didn't have one of these albums. He didn't have a big, 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 nice splash. He didn't have that, so he had a bad album. But either way it go, I might not bet on him, but he did popped out in the model. New York Yankees at Toronto Blue Jays over under 8.5 in the spot. We got Rodon on the mound. We got Kikuchi on the mound. At the end of the day here, versus left-hand pitching, the New York Yankees, they showed the ability to hit the lefties last year, and you want to carry that over to this year. However, Kikuchi he's pitched well versus this team this year already. He went 7 innings. He's been having a good year. Kikuchi, he has, right. So the K percentage for the versus lefties here, you got the New York Yankees. They down at 18.5%, but the WRC plus for the versus left hand pitching, New York Yankees are sitting at seventh and at 124 WRC plus with a 14.7 walk rate, right? So that's pretty big right there, and a lot of that goes to Judge and newly found Soto, right? So both of those boys are walk candidates there. Soto did not have a walk yesterday, so it is what it is. Broke the streak of like 7 or 8 straight games, but he's a patient batter. So that if you want to look at some walks for him or either Judge, that's something that you could probably look at there. As far as the side in this one, I don't really know how or which way I go. Not a big fan of Rodon right now. He's just gonna keep on. He gonna have to show me. He gonna have to show me some things, but don't have a side on that one. I do not. It's a matter of time for this Toronto Blue Jays offense to explode. And speaking of this Toronto Blue Jays, we do have two lefties on the mound. And if I'm not mistaken, they are pretty good at hitting lefties as well. So they right behind each other. It's Toronto sixth in WRC plus, and the Yankees are seventh in WRC plus. Well, they tied at 124. And as far as K percentage, Toronto is striking out at 14% versus lefties, and the Yankees at 18.5%. It's only a small sample size. We'll get more. We'll get more. Don't have a side in that one, so it is what it is, right? Pittsburgh Pirates at New York Mets. Here we got over under 7.5 in the spot. Right now, I'm looking at Jones, right? The strikeout prop for Jones. The K's has been there for him, right? The strikeout prop is sitting at 6.5, I want to say. Jones has been dropping them right straight up. So I can't take nothing from him. It ain't no and so far right now it ain't no fluke. You can take a look at what he's been doing in the strikeout category. Only 3 games. He's got 10Ks, 7Ks, and 8Ks. Miami, Baltimore, and Philly. So I don't know, right? This New York Yankees team, they don't strike out much. New York Mets team, they don't strike out too much. So, it is what it is. Quintana's pitching okay. The under could be in play here. I'm going to stay off this game. I don't have much. I just wanted to point the strikeouts out to you guys. Maybe an out prop. Don't know what his outs is. I can take a quick look and see what the out prop is here. If we think he can hit his outs here, let's see. Jared Jones out sitting at 16.5. Interesting take here. I'll tell you what, Pittsburgh is one of my bet on teams this year, along with Kansas City. So a lot of the times I'll be leaning towards Pittsburgh this year. I do give the pitching lean towards Pittsburgh because of the strikeout upside, but we will see, right? We will see. Next game on the docket here we're going to talk about is going to be the Cleveland Gardens and the Boston Red Sox, and I'm not going to talk about that because I didn't look at that game. It just didn't pop for me. You like it, you like something from that game. It is what it is. San Diego Padres at Milwaukee Brewers. We got an over under 8 in this spot, right? Dylan Cease on the mound, Miley on the mound. We already know the K upside that Dylan Cease up possesses there, so he does have really really good K stuff. On the flip side, Wade Miley, but I'll tell you this, right? Wade Miley is a lefty, right? I want to say he's a lefty. Um, so Wade Miley is a lefty. They only have right now. They only have his K's out. So I did want to look and see what his outs prop was going to be looking like. His K prop is only sitting at he doesn't toss that many Ks, so it's really really down, and that's concerning because versus left hand pitching, this San Diego Padres coming in fifth in WRC plus and strikeouts. They towards the bottom at the strikeout department. San Diego Padres are sitting at they the seven. They strike out the seventh least in the league. Then you can look at things like slugging, right? So San Diego Padres, they number two in slugging versus lefties, lefties. 815 OPS versus lefties. Isolated power number one versus lefties. Uh, Machado and Machado and whatever the kid's name, Machado and what's his name? Mm, I get the brain fart every day. Fernando Tatis, both of them got a home run off of him. This kid, Jackson Merrill, is on in fuego right now, so he's been killing it. You can look at this. The young boy, he's been killing it. He's hit his hits, runs, and RBIs in seven of his last 10 games. He's got a hit in seven of his last 10 games, so he's been playing some really good ball. Um, and he's got games like he got back to back games with 3 hits right now. And two of his last 3 games has had 2 hits or more. So you got to watch out for Jackson Merrill. Um, I think it's going to even on the road. I do give the pitcher lean to Dylan Cease there. Even on the road, this San Diego team can sell, but I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. If I'm taking a side in this one, it's going to be San Diego Padres in this one. All right. Kansas City Royals at Chicago White Sox. We got an over under 8 in this spot. Right now, of course, we're gonna be looking to beat up on Chicago White Sox all season long. Give me Kansas City Royals, moneyline parlays, run line straights. You could also look at Brady Singer pitching outs, right? So he did face this team. He went 6.1 innings. That's 18 and a half. He hit the 18 and a half versus Minnesota. Of course, he goes out there versus the Minnesota team that strikes out a ton and give them 10 Ks. Go figure, right? But he gave them 7 innings, so he has the ability to go those innings, right? Right now his outs on his pitching outs is probably sitting at what is it? So right now for some reason it's blanked out, but I imagine it's going to be 17 and a half. If it's 17 and a half, I'm probably going to take it. Let me refresh it real quick just to see what it is. No, I imagine it's going to be 18 and a half. I'm sorry. It's 18 and a half. I'll jump on it, right? Pause. But it is what it is, right? Let's see, where is it? Didn't see 17 and a half outs is enticing. I know his strikeout probably is 6.5. But where were we? So they took it down. They took his out prop down, right? And I typically like to go to these on PrizePicks. I mean, a pick'em site, yeah, like PrizePicks or Caesars, right? So Caesars lets you do a lot of things, right? So I couldn't talk you off none of those bets that I mentioned for San Diego Padres, just so you guys know. But not my super favorite, but they're in play. Atlanta Braves at Houston Astros, right? We got an over under 9.5. The Houston Astros bats didn't pop like I wanted them to pop yesterday, but today might be the day. We'll see. Brown is in trouble today. He pitches better at home, but he's still in trouble today, right? He pitches better at home, but he's still in trouble today. Bats, right? Oh, he's in. Brown is in trouble. But we'll see how he fares because he's been terrible, right? But like I said, bats, right? So a few things that I was looking at in the bats category here. When you're looking at, I was looking at a couple of the loose ends, right? Um, and I can't deny what guys like Altuve's been doing. He's been pretty good as of late, man. Altuve's been looking good. Da 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 da. So I had to dig a little bit deeper into the pitch mix and stuff like that to see how Ronaldo Lopez has been doing here, right? I ain't gonna say he's not gonna be able to sustain this. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see though, right? Uh, but the pitch mix for him here is looking like towards those righties, right? I'm looking at these righties. I'm a little bit more concerned than those guys. This lineup is kind of right-handed dominant there. So I'm kind of like looking at these righties, right? So I was looking at the righties here, and I was just looking at this here, what he's been throwing to him, right? So that four-seamer and that slider is what he's been going to. That's what I can, that's what I can look. I mean, that's all he's been, that's what he's been throwing, right? So that four-seamer and that slider. He's been pretty good with it right now. That four seamer, batting average 200, expected batting average 200. Um, Expected batting average on that slider is a little bit worse at 408, but it is what it is. All that to say this, that four seamer and that slider, right? So I was looking at those guys. Now we got a righty matchup. We could look at Bregman, right? I didn't look at Bregman, but we can look at Bregman right now. And then after that embarrassment of a display of offense that they put out yesterday, I'm looking at these Astros to bounce back. So I got to look in there and see how do they bounce back, right? Can they bounce back? So versus right hand pitching, that slider and that four seamer. Um, as of just this year, he got a expected batting average of 353 and 290 versus those respective pitches. 357 and 444 actual batting average. Small sample size. Slugging is up 429 and 556 on those two pitches. Last year, um, uh, he was on the fastball, but the slider not so much, and that's that. So that's Bregman. But this year he's hitting it right. Um, Altuve, Altuve, you can't deny what he's been doing. He's been balling, right? So that pitch, those two pitches there, because it looked like that's all he's going to throw. And so you want to know. We want to know, right? We want to know. So Altuve, um, let's see. Mm, I done scroll past it. Okay, that four seam fastball, and that sinker, or was it the slider? It was a slider. Okay, so that slider, as this year, Altuve, 467, slugging 600, K percentage down at 11%. Expected batting average 331 with expected slugging 338. That's that slider, that full seam fastball. He's crushing that right now. 462 batting average, 1,000 slugging. Uh, K percentage at 6.9. Expected batting average of 383 and expected slugging of 872. He hitting the shit out of that ball right now. Last year, the numbers wasn't no fluke, right? He was averaging 357 versus that, and the slugging was up at 661. The sinker, the slider, he was averaging 328, and the batting and the slugging was at 440, right? The expected batting averages was down, but he showed that he was smashing that ball. Uh, I do like the righty versus righty split for Yainier Danya Diaz, right? So heading over here, I always like that home, righty split for him. So that fastball, what was that? That fastball and the slider. We definitely gonna take a look and see what he does. Cause this is my guy. I ride and die with him. You know what I'm saying? So he made me some nice money last year. Right now, versus that fastball, he's only it's only a smaller plate appearance as well, the case may be. But 417 batting average with 917 slugging, 6% K rate, 587 WOBA. Expected batting average is up there at 293 with a 610 slugging. Right, that slider. This year, 267 batting average, 467 slugging, 11% K rate, expected batting average of 317 and 622 slugging with a 71 hard hit, right? Then last year, what was he at last year? The fastball, he was on par. Batting average of 287 there, 267 expected slugging. The hard hit was up along with the slugging was up, right? And then the slider last year wasn't so good at it, but if he got a hold to it, he was probably gonna knock it, but it wasn't too good. I mean, the batting average was only 219. He seen it a lot, you know what I'm saying? The K percentage wasn't down that what was down. The difference between last year that really I'm looking at was their K rate. Their K rate versus then versus now at 17% for that slider and 30% for that fastball. Right this year, that fastball he's at 6.7, and that slider he's at 11.8. I'm hoping he keeps that up, right? So those are a couple bats that those are some righties that he's been that's been hitting that pitch mix pretty good for him. Will all this shit come to fruition? Probably not. But I had to point it out. Didn't even mention Jordan. All that I had to look at all that to see if I want to get to the over. I lean towards the over in this spot here. All right, 9.5. Over 9.5 runs. You can take all the bats you want. I just looked at a couple at one major bat and two. I ain't gonna say two miscellaneous bats, but I just looked at a few bats for you guys. Right? Didn't look at Tucker. Didn't look at Jordan Alvarez. We all know Jordan Alvarez is a monster, right? Chicago Cubs at Arizona Diamondbacks here. Kendrick's on the mound, Henry on the mound. I do expect runs to put up in this one here. The two bats that popped for me was Corbin Carroll and the lefty. Y'all know who the lefty is. Bellinger, right? Didn't really cap the game. It's my Cubs. It is what it is. It's my Cubs, but I didn't really cap the game. Shout out to the Cubs for getting that win last night. We got over under 7 in this one here. Cincinnati Reds, Seattle Mariners, Hunter Green, Logan Gilbert. Both of these teams showing the ability to strike out. Both we know Hunter Green got massive K upside shit, right? So looking at the strikeout prop here, Seattle up there. Seattle, we got two of the top 5 strikeout teams in the league going head to head right now with some good pitching, right? So I couldn't talk off the outs for the pitching outs for Logan Gilbert sitting at 17.5 and a parlay piece at minus 155. I like it, right? Hunter Green can get there, but he can't give up the long ball. That's what's keeping me off the no runs first inning. I might use it as a parlay piece, but like I said, Hunter Green can give up the long ball and still go out there and give your ass 10 Ks, right? So his strikeout prop sitting at 8.5. I couldn't talk you off going up to 10. Logan Gilbert, I couldn't talk you off to taking his 7.5. I like it. I will not be fucking with no bats here, but because it's the Seattle Mariners, you know what I'm saying? But those motherfuckers, they on my blacklist. The Mariners and the Tampa Bay Rays and the motherfucking somebody else. I forgot who they were. They on the slate. Let's see. Toronto Blue Jays. All three of those they carrying over from last year on my shit list, right? But the strikeouts and the outs, shout out to Kirby yesterday for hitting the under 1.5 walks there. Could have took him down to 1 walk. So I'll be looking for that, but I'm not talking about that was yesterday. I couldn't talk about the strikeouts for neither one of those guys. I love it. Hopefully these guys duke it out. I might throw them up there for 10 Ks apiece. Who knows? It is what it is, right? St. Louis Cardinals at Oakland Athletics. We got an over under 8 in the spot. Lance Lynn on the mound. Oakland Athletics probably top 3 in striking out versus lefties. And small sample size at the end of the day. Zach Geloff, he does have a home run versus Lynn. But these organizations will leave Lynn out there, give him a chance to do what he does. So he will have a chance to hit his K proper sitting at 6.5. Am I going there? Probably not. I could probably just look over this one. Nolan Gorman is a guy that I think it was Nolan Gorman. I was looking at him. His bat kind of popped there, but I don't know if I'll go there, right? So he's a bat that you can look at. Last but not least, we got the Washington Nationals at Los Angeles Dodgers. We don't have a pitcher out for the Dodgers. Dodgers minus 275 favorites, no matter how it goes. Patrick Corbin on the mound. You can look at Patrick Corbin in a multitude of different ways here. You can look at we can attack Patrick Corbin in a multitude of different ways here. You can look at hits earned, runs earned, hits allowed. You can look at a few things here, right? Let's see. Let's filter it to the last 5 games. Well, I can leave it there. I won't be looking at strikeouts for him. I will not. Hits allowed. You can look at hits allowed, sitting at 5.5. He's given this number up 4 games in a row. Head-to-head versus this team. Last time he played this team, they had 7 hits, right? Earned runs. You can look at the earned runs for him. Earned runs sitting at 3.5. He's hit this number in 4 straight games, 5 straight games, right? Walks. His walks sitting at 2.5. I probably wouldn't be going to his walks, even though this is head to head. Last time these two teams faced each other, he had 4 walks. So, it's a lot. Pitching outs, he went 5 innings, which is 15 outs. Last time these two teams played is at 15 and a half. Frequently, they will leave him out there to try to hit that. But if they just beating up on him, beating up on him, beating up on him, then it ain't gonna happen, right? His ass will go sit down somewhere. Not a fan of this pitching staff for the Los Angeles Dodgers. I'm gonna let you know that shit right now. So, when it's all said and done here, I was looking at the bats here. My second home run candidate would be Shohei Ohtani, right? So, uh, Soler, Shohei Ohtani, top bats for the Dodgers. I rank them like this: Ohtani, Mookie, um, Will Smith, Freddie, and the guy he hits lefties so well, Teoscar. Right, those would be the top guys for me in order right there. Do what you like. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Top bats here. I give you my top 5 bats right now. Right. Let's see. My top 5 bats here would be Mookie and Otani. Okay, we're just gonna put them right there. Damn, did I skip over a couple games? Didn't I? Ooh, let me see. No, I did not. I did not. I did not. So Mookie and Otani, we can just count them as one. Now, the one who's grading out the best for me in Atlanta is Acuna. And like this kid, this pitcher, his ass is in trouble. He might pitch good today, but he might be in trouble, right? Jorge Soler. Oh, damn! I should have wrote him down. Jorge Soler. Hmm. Mookie Betts, Ronald Acuna, Jorge Soler. Hmm. I'm undecided on which one I'm going to take for Dinga Tuesday, but I think I'm going to take Jorge Soler. I think I'm going to take Jorge Soler. I think I am, right? I think I'm going to take Jorge Soler, man. I think I will. But I'm gonna take I'm gonna take Otani too, but I'm gonna take Jorge Soler too. All right, but I'm gonna take him for my Dingo Tuesday. All right, guys. Peace out, man. Be safe out there. It is what it is, guys. Peace.